Hey folks, welcome to the DevStats Fall Product Update. I'm very excited to show you a couple of new features that we developed that I believe is going to make your life easier as you're leading engineer teams. The first up is our new Planning Accuracy report. The report allows you to understand how much of the stuff you thought you would get done, you actually got done. If you're seeing 100% all the time in this report, maybe it means that your team can be a little bit more optimistic and they can try to get a little bit more done. But if you're seeing this like super low, for example, when you see a 70% here or below, maybe the team is being a little bit over optimistic and you have to adjust that to make sure that we actually are able to keep up with our commitments. Because if we do that, our stakeholders are going to be happier because we are delivering on what we promise. Many times we see teams that are working very, very, very hard, but they are not planning well. So they end up doing like 40%, 50% of the stuff that they thought they would be able to do. And even though they are working so hard, people are unhappy because they had an expectation. So a big part of our job as engineer leaders is to manage expectations. And this report will allow you to understand how well your team and your leaders are managing expectations of what we can actually get done. So this is the Planning Accuracy report. I hope you have made good use of it. The next report that we launch is the aging chart. So the planning accuracy report is very cool, but it shows you what happened in the past. So like we planned the sprint and how much of that we were able to actually get done. But how can we fix this stuff before the sprint end? One of the main reports we can use is the aging chart. And the aging chart report shows how long a task has been in development. For example, we have a task here that's over 10 days. It's stuck in the PR review column. If we click, we can see which task that is, and we can have conversations with our team of what we're going to do next. This is a blocker. How are we going to make sure that this gets done and that this PR gets reviewed? The aging chart is a very cool report because it can be used if you're using sprints. It can also be used if you're not using sprints. If you're just running a Kanban, you can use this chart and understand, again, how long it has been the stuff are in progress in your board and what's stuck. That's another report that we launched that we're very excited about and we're seeing a lot of people using. That's a report that a lot of you were requesting, a lot of our users. And then the final report that we have to show you is the sprint progress summary. Along the same theme of helping you understand what's going on before the sprint end. So as a leader, you can act and you can help make sure that your team is able to get everything done or at least to manage the risks and things that it's coming up. So here we have, in this example, this team commit to 11 issues. They already finished 63% of them. We don't have anything that you do column anymore. We have 37% of the stuff is still in progress, 63% is done. We also see that 2 things were added late beyond the 11 that the team commit. And that's very good for you to understand, because if you're starting having a lot of things get added late, you know that's a risk, and that's going to make so you cannot actually finish everything that you thought you would finish. If you know things like that will happen, it's better to not plan to capacity. And that's kind of like what this team did. They planned to 92% capacity, kind of like thinking that something could come up, some keep the lights on task would come up and they will be able to handle. And then you have 10 days left in the sprint. Here we're able to see everything that's still pending, and here we see everything that it's complete. And then finally, we also now have our API. This API will allow us to have even better numbers for our DORA metric reports. We have the incidents endpoint, and that allows you to create an incident when something goes wrong. We can integrate this with your incident management, and then you make a post for us and let us know when an incident start and when an incident end. So detect by, start at, resolve at. That's very important because that's going to be used to calculate our mean time to recover, and that's going to also be used to calculate our change failure rate based on the deploys, which you can also submit for us. You can create a deploy using this endpoint. So we're going to see how many deploys you had in a period and how many incidents you have, and that's how we're going to calculate your change failure rate. So this is another feature that a lot of people were asking, so they could integrate with many different tools, not only with the tools that we support out of the box of the system. So now it doesn't matter which CI/CD you use, because you can just post directly to us. So that's it for the fall update. Thank you very much if you're a DevStat user for using your product, for giving us feedback and to help us get better. If you're not a DevStat user, I'd like to invite you to sign up for a 14 days free trial. We don't require credit card, and I'm sure you're going to be very happy with the things that we have inside, and that will help you actually get your team to be more productive and to get more stuff done, and kind of help you have a huge impact in your organization. Again, thank you very much, and that's the fall update for DevStats.